time, so they may take some time to find someone.
Yeah, someone volunteers for those hours, huh?
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's get started, everybody.
Small crowd.
Quick meeting.
I don't wanna go.
Yeah, a lot of vacations.
Yeah.
Am I standing in the right spot?
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greetings and welcome, everybody.
Yeah, I bought a cheap now. Sorry.
No problem. Any new visitors today? All right, two. Introduce yourself and tell us how you found out about the club.
I'm Angela McDevitt. I found out from Lonnie about the club. Yeah, so yeah, I just found out today, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah,
Welcome.
check this out. Welcome. Yeah. And you, sir?
Yeah, it's Bob Bergman. My wife sent me the link to the contest for the calendar, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know there was a club, so
Oh, great.
Leave it up to the wife, of course.
right. Yeah, he's the one dialed in there.
All right, welcome.
One more.
New visitor? Oh,
Roxana, and I found out about you all because I walked the track and saw the displays.
oh, nice. Nice. Okay, here in the community center. Nice.
Yep.
Welcome. New visitor?
Yes. Hi, I'm Lori. I just moved to Broomfield a little over a month ago and saw this was available, so wanted to check it out.
Well, welcome. Yeah. If you have any questions, I'm Phil Castaneri, president. Carl, vice president. Gary, AV guy. So we're all volunteers. Jim Neville is in charge of our exhibits. So any questions, talk to any one of us. So, all right. Just a reminder of upcoming club outings. Harry Schussler can't be here tonight, but he wanted me to remind you all of the Erie Balloon Festival, July 10th through 12th. And if he would like you to reach out to him directly if you want to go, because he's arranging a get together. And that information's on our website, broomfieldphotographyclub.org. There's an events page and it has the Erie Balloon Festival information. And Harry's contact information is email and phone number. So visit our website for that. The White Sands National Park outing is August 12th or that week. And there's 16 of us going. If anyone else wants to join, come talk to me. We're still waiting on approval of the special permit. And the superintendent is going to review our permit. And they're looking for a monitor. One of the park rangers has to volunteer to monitor us while we're in the park after hours. The park closes at sunset. So they have to find a volunteer amongst the park rangers to monitor us so we don't wreck the dunes or something. I don't know. So still waiting on that. All right, and a reminder of our Nature Lovers calendar. This is last year's, and we had lots of beautiful photos last year. So if you haven't made photos and submitted them, please do.
What was the theme? What would you encourage the theme to be?
The theme,
The motif of the calendar.
So it's Broomfield open spaces,
Okay. Trails,
and wildlife. And they're pretty strict about that. So you can't take photos of, say, Boulder or something. It's Broomfield area, open spaces, and adjacent open spaces like Stearns Lake is included. McKay Lake's included. So
Metzger Farms.
Metzger Farm is shared with Westminster.
At this time, we have 4 people who are not members of the club that have submitted photos.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. and only 2 people have submitted all 6. I mean, there have been some others, but it's just been like 1 photo. No, Jim submitted 6, I submitted 6. So there's a lot of room for more photos to come in, that's for sure.
We're limited to 6 this year?
Yes.
Okay.
And what's the deadline?
July 25th.
So get out there and shoot.
Yeah. So, and we plan on selling these at Broomfield Days on September 19th.
September 19th, Broomfield Days.
And this is a collaboration with the Broomfield Open Space Foundation, and it's a fundraiser for them. So I think they sell this for $20. So it's a good fundraiser. Next meeting is July 28th. And the sign subject is light and or shadow. Photo submissions will be due Monday a week before, no later than July 20th. Photographer Brandon Hodges will be presenting on souvenirs of light. And I hear puts on a very good presentation. He's recommended to us. Our 2026 schedule is always available on our website, on the events page. Again, BroomfieldPhotographyClub.org.
Bill, don't forget to call on Jim Neville about our displays.
Yes, Jim Neville. How
Right.
about our displays?
That's all right. Hey, just let you know, those of you who put photographs up over here, just put on your calendar, the very last day in August, we'll take them down. It's usually around, I'll give you more details, so it's usually 6 or 6:30, something like that. Let you go home and have dinner and do that. And then come back. And just a little, the politics of this is we cheerfully go man the walls of Bruner House. And we kind of, the way we do it is we take the pictures that we fill this wall, which is usually 35 or so. Everyone brings 2 or 3 or more, somewhere in that range. We take the ones we don't hang here and we put them over at the Bruner House. And we try really hard to keep Carrie happy and do that for her. But that's kind of we don't want to get on her bad side. So so what we did last time is we barely had enough pictures to fill this wall here. So instead of stacking them, we put them out horizontally, and then we still didn't have enough for the Bruner House. So I wrote her and begged for an extra day, and she gave me an extra day. And Carl and I went and dug things out of the basement and out of our garage and the family living rooms and stuff, and put some up just to keep Carrie happy. So we want to keep Carrie happy. So when we fill these things up, feel free to bring 3, 2 go here and 1 goes with Carrie. So that's kind of the way we play the game. So anyway, we love her. She's a sweetheart, and we love the Bruner House. So that's how we're doing it.
So how many have we sold this month? Do we know?
I've sold 3.
Wow, nice.
Right, can I tell you what I did? I was watching Kay. She always sells some. So I wonder, how does she always sell this? How does she do this? And she buys, if I may speak for your philosophy, you can say what you want to say, just me watching you. But she buys a modest on sale frame from Hobby Lobby. Maybe buys a modest mat, puts in a picture, and sells it for $40 to $60 somewhere in that. And so I thought, well, I'm not imitating her, so I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby. I got them on sale. I got an on sale mat. And I got the more modest picture I could find to get made, which I think was still it's on high, fine art paper and stuff. It's a nice picture. And then I put them out there. And so what I've been doing is I've been kind of fishing. You know how when you fish, you cast a thing, and you don't let it sit there forever. If it doesn't happen in 5 seconds or so, you cast over here. And so I decided that every 10 days or so, I would take out a picture and put up a new one. One of my Hobby Lobby ones, and so I've sold 3 so far. So
Great.
so that was just watching Kay do that. So me observing Kay. So you might want to try that, just so when you get your picture up there, hey, it didn't go in a month or 2 weeks or something, put up a different one. So
it sounds like it's price sensitive.
I get the impression it is,
So
the
I wonder if that's
$190 one
limited.
doesn't sell, but the $40 one does.
Yeah.
If you do sell a picture though, don't leave a blank space up here.
Yes.
I don't like that when I come up here and there's a blank space with a wire hanging.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
replace it with another photo or contact Jim and we'll find.
We'll find
We'll
somebody who
figure
wants to,
something out.
yeah, we'll get another one up there for you.
And I was gonna say, if while you're hanging, if you need more photos, call me and we can email the club and say, hey, we need more photos to hang.
Right,
We can put the word out and I'm sure people have photos.
well, I'm just trying to stay out of, the Bruner House doghouse, so I'm trying to stay away from that place, so. And that's, so you could, so when you, next time we hang, this will be in the fall. Think of 3 pictures, one will end up in the Bruner House, so. And we can still dust the stuff off the basement pictures if you want, but then we'd like to do it that way.
All right, we had 10 photos in the Broomfield Enterprise on Sunday. It looked very good. Congratulations to everybody who were published. The editor of the Enterprise chooses the photos from assigned subjects to be published once a month. Please take a moment to silence your phones. And with that, I will introduce Mark Bunge presenting on Camera Fun today. And so after Mark's presentation, we'll have a short break and we'll view member photos after that.
Thank you. Mark Bunge, but nobody gets it right.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's how you can tell when somebody calls and you don't know who they are. Yeah. So, thanks for the opportunity to take a shot at a presentation. And I just also want to acknowledge the work you do. I always look forward to coming to Photo Club every month. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks.
So as we get into the kind of more the back end of this presentation, I'm kind of hoping that to show you some things that I've kind of had fun experimenting with. Maybe it'll pique your curiosity to try it. Or you might just say, this is 30 minutes of my life, I'll never get back again. So I think we can pop the lights and this is mostly
The center one, I think.
so if you want to bring up the hopefully.
Okay.
So just some thoughts on camera fun. So kind of putting this together. And this is not letting me advance.
Is not,
It is not.
oh, damn it. That thing did it
Oh,
again.
wait,
Wait, there,
wait a
man.
Maybe it's delayed. So what does that actually mean? Well, this day and age, I could chat GPT it or ask Dr. Google. I went the old way. So I took out Webster's dictionary, looked up camera fun, and here's what I got. This space is in the text. And why is that? Well, because you get to define it for yourself. For your goals, maybe your passion is birds or astrophotography or flowers or secret selfies. And your own personal critique. I might take a shot that, well, I'm not using all the right rules or didn't process it quite correctly, but I love it. So that's all that matters to me. So camera fun for me, my passion is in stop action photography. I love something in action that I can just freeze. So most of my shots tend to lean that way, but camera fun for me is just getting the shot. That time when I can load that SD card in my computer, I display my photo without any processing, just raw. And you just say, oh yeah, that's what's fun for me. Maybe your passion's in birds and you just happen to capture a brilliant golden sunset on a large bird of prey. Or really nice lighting, background, and just absolute crisp focus. Or that bird that's just gonna pose for you. And the stare.
Yep.
Maybe passion's in sports. And you capture that pile up in the goal crease. Or the Ralphie run. Or how can that cowboy possibly hold on? And sometimes they don't. Or maybe it's just your grandson's first goal. Maybe I like landscapes. I capture a special place. Or a colorful reflection. Or a nice winter wonderland. Or growing up in Colorado Springs, the view that you see every day. Or a special celestial event. Or the rare northern lights. Now, my grandfather owned an airplane and flew, my dad flew the airplane, I flew airplanes, and then I went to the other side of the radio and did time for 35 years as an air traffic control. So I've got a little bit of jet fuel running through my veins. And capturing the Blue Angel Diamond with just 18 inches of separation between aircraft. Or the Thunderbird Echelon Pass. Or Skip Stewart at 150 miles an hour, 12 feet off the deck and 90 degrees of bank slicing through the ribbon. Or Major Lindsey Johnson just past Show Center, taking her A-10 Thunderbolt up into the vertical, only to get photobombed by the Lufthansa 747 heading from Frankfurt to LA. Oh, I'm gonna get a little trivia timeout here. So the lead solo pilot for the Thunderbirds flies Thunderbird number 5. You can see, obviously you should be able to see, but his number 5 is decaled upside down. That's because most of the time he spends at the show inverted. And camera geeks like me, taking thousands of pictures at the air show, we get to capture that 5 right side up. Now that information and a $10 bill will get you a venti double shot latte at Starbucks.
Oh, wow.
Maybe you just like stacked images. And you capture that quarter star trail over the top of the cabin. Or the entire circular star trail. This one I label drunk at the cabin. Or this is my Star Wars sunset on Tatooine. Or some retro fireworks. Or just having fun at the wind farm. But then that day finally arrives. My to-do list is completely empty. It's just me and my Nikon, ready for some camera fun. I go through my checklist. All my lenses are hosed off and ready to go. Check. I got lots of room for pictures. Check. We're all powered up. Check. Got my tripod, my accessories, everything's packed. Check. Oh yeah, don't forget the camera. Check. You open up the door ready to go and oh crap. The day is ruined. To which I say not. So here are some options that are available on days like this and are just fun because they're easy. Now, for me, when we look at these, I'm doing these by myself, which makes them a little challenging. But if you take some time with a camera buddy, you can have a lot of fun doing stuff like this. They're fun because they're experimental. You're constantly trying different things, different settings, different angles. It's fun because it's cheap. That's always a good thing. And it's fun just because they're fun. So we're going to take a look here at 4 different options. The first one is smoke photography. We're going to do some clear water splash, some opaque water splash, and some spiral photography. One of the things you kind of have to determine is how am I going to stop that action? Am I going to be using fast shutter speed or am I going to be using the flash? Some of these you can only use one or the other, and then there are some options where I can use either one. So we're going to take a look at camera fun with smoke. So when I go through these with the what, where, and how, I'm just describing how I did it. The way you do it, if you try, maybe 180 degrees different. But just to kind of help maybe get started. So I take my flash and I detach it from my camera. I'm going to use a remote shutter release for a very short duration. I prefer bulb, and I'll explain that in just a second. And then I need to find a way to generate some smoke. So as you can see in this corner, these are actually just 2 incense sticks. I use usually 2 or 3 just so I can generate a fair amount of smoke. Oh, plus when you're done, the room smells real good. I'm in a room with very low light. I have a black poster board that I like to put up behind it just to help. And now, obviously, I'm by myself, so my camera's on a tripod. I'm going to be using manual focus, remote fire. I'm going to use that flash manually, which is the best to stop the movement in this option. And it also allows me to shoot that flash from different angles to get different effects. Be using a very low ISO. And then I want to play around or experiment with disturbing the airflow. You might want to move those incense sticks from side to side to generate a different effect. Maybe running fingers or some object through the smoke. Or I like also cupping the smoke. So I actually take like a bowl and just let the smoke build up in the bowl and then take it off, and you could get some pretty cool effects there too. So an uncropped image just to kind of show you what's going on. You can see this was a bowl option. So I have captured the smoke in a bowl and then released it. And then by the time I get flash ready and the camera going, that's the kind of effect that I'm getting with smoke. Here I'm kind of moving them from side to side. So the effect is generated a little higher because it probably took me a little more time to get the shot set up.
Where's the flash in relation to the camera?
So it depends on the picture. Sometimes I'm shooting flash straight up. Sometimes I might be coming from the top or even straight on. But by experimenting from coming from the side or coming from the bottom, you'll get a totally different picture. This here, I think I was disturbing it, just running my fingers through it and then taking the shot. Usually the cupping with the bowl will create these little vortices.
So how do you focus on these?
It's a challenge in all of these things that I will go through. Focus is probably the biggest challenge, but I'm back a little way, so I don't need, a small focal point, but the smoke is generally staying in the same distance from the camera. Okay. Now, don't ask me too many questions. I'm not an expert on this stuff. But you'll just kind of get different effects with doing many different things. Now, sometimes you're outside with your kids or your grandkids and you'll look at a cloud and say, that's a rabbit, or that's a Klingon bird of prey, or whatever. Well, this is my alien dance. Okay. So here's the head, here's an arm. He's got 3 arms because he's an alien. And here's the head, the arm, and the body. And sometimes you might need a different kind of smoke to help you see that. That's a different story. But, sometimes you capture the luck out there. Let's move on to splash photography using clear water. And we're going to look at 2 different things. One, dropping objects into the water. And secondly, dropping just water drops into the water. So I have found what works best for me is I have several types of vases. I've got a very long tube vase and I've got a square vase. Obviously, there's no designs on the front because I want to be able to clearly shoot through the glass, and you're just going to fill it with water. Play around with different objects. I've used coins and bullets and limes and golf balls, and look at a few of those here. And then we'll go into some options of just using drops of water into water. On the tabletop, imagine yourself dropping a golf ball into a pool of water. It's going to create quite a splash. So set up some towels, protect your camera. Again, I'm by myself, so the camera's gotta be on a tripod. Distance your camera just to make sure it doesn't get wet. With this one here, we're gonna stop the action with a fast shutter speed. Test out your timing so that you can capture the image in just the right spot. That is a challenge. Use different objects for different effects. The biggest challenge in here is trying to time the shot just right. Bursting might help, but it's not perfect. I find myself more lucky just taking a single shot than I do try to burst it.
So for newer photographers, explain bursting.
So probably it's in a camera, I can go click and take a shot, or I can take several shots in a matter of seconds. Even, sometimes like those shots of like the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds, you're bursting probably about 10 to 12 shots across it, capturing the right spot. So that's what I mean by bursting. So
Okay.
as you drop that object into the water, you might capture it at different levels, but
So you set your camera to a high capture rate.
yes, because I'm also using a very fast shutter speed, so you can take a lot of shots in one fire.
Okay.
And it's not in the dark, and it's,
Yeah.
The iPhone does that too.
Yeah.
so. When we go look at these pictures, I'm gonna show you kind of the evolution of experimentation, so. They're gonna look bad in the beginning, and we're gonna hopefully get better, at least in my opinion. So here's a first shot. This is a line going into one of my tubular faces. So as I look at this picture, kind of what's wrong? Well, I'm too late because the line is actually bounced off the bottom. So I don't want that. I'm a little bit out of focus, and my shutter speed is not quite fast enough yet to capture. I'm also trying this one shot after another, and I can see I've got drips on the outside of the base. So just in the learning process, I'm gonna wipe that base down before I take another shot. So here we try again with the golf ball. Once again, it's just right at the bottom. So the timing is almost there. I've still got a focus problem, and I'm not fast enough on the shutter speed. So I'm gonna make those adjustments as we go through. And then eventually you will capture. So this is my long tubular base, obviously a golf ball. That's probably 6 inches maybe of travel. And I don't have, the ball's not at the very bottom, so it's still traveling through the water. It's a nice, clear, crisp picture. And if you mount it sideways, it looks really cool because it looks like it's just going supersonic.
Yeah.
And for you golfers out there, this is the last shot your ball sees before you hit the lake and take your 1-stroke penalty. As you drop that ball in the vase at the top, you can get some really creative splashes too. So as you set up your camera for the shot, set it up wide enough so you're capturing everything that's going to happen. Not quite as good, but you kind of get the idea. You're gonna get some splashing going on there. Now I think we're gonna transition to drops. Probably my most disappointing shot. So this is a glass ball that is partially submerged in water. I have poured water over the top of the ball and then fired this drip. And I caught it out of focus because I thought it looked like a perfect meteor hitting a planet. But that just wanted me to try again. And yeah, I'm not looking for the final perfect shot. I got reflections and all sorts of goofy stuff over here. I'm just trying to capture the ball. But playing with a little bit of color here now, I have an entire stream going in with drops. If you can picture this, this is just a DVD sitting behind the shot, angled just right to reflect the sunlight back onto the picture. And what's really cool, you can see how the water just captures all of that, you know.
Water acts as a lens.
Yeah. Yeah. Here I have just I just surfed on my iPad, give me a colorful picture, and I popped that up, and so that is now my backdrop. Again, I'm using a stream of water just as it hits the basin, and I'm getting a nice brown effect, but once again, the colors are just being captured also by the water. Not the greatest picture. This is a single drop going into the water, but this is actually my rectangular iPad, which just got distorted enough, and that's my fish. But when you kind of get it going, you can turn out some very interesting, cool pictures. This again is the DVD, angled just right, got a different reflection off of there. You can see my DVD is wet because I've probably pounded this thing 10 times already. This too is the DVD in the background at a slightly different angle. And then up here, just some different shots of the water reflecting back out. This is my circus seal bouncing the ball. And that will bring us to splash in opaque water. So I have 2 containers of water. First is a fairly large, I use a fairly large mixing bowl. And then I have another source of water that I'm going to use to create my drops to go into the bowl. One thing you want to do is you want to add milk into both of the sources of water, and then here add some food coloring into each bowl. In the examples you'll see, I'm going to use green and blue in my receiving bowl, and I will use red and pink in my container or drops. Need kind of some sort of item to create a drip. I have used syringes, I've used my finger, I've used spoons, I've used straws. This I found at a lawn and garden store, and this just screws on to a Coke bottle. And then this valve here will just let you open up and just do a slow drip or multiple faster drips, or even a stream. This thing is absolute dynamite for doing these kinds of pictures. Gonna set it up on a tabletop. There's a limited amount of splashing, not like the other one, but you don't want your camera just right up next to it. Again, my camera's on a tripod, this one I have used both shutter speed, fast and flash to stop the action. Both of them work pretty good. They all have their own unique challenges. Mess around with just a single drop or multiple drops or a stream. The challenge here again is to get that drop to fall within your focus point and then time it with the camera. And here was kind of a test case. So you can see here I have the liquid kind of in the straw that I'm holding with my finger, and I got the camera ready, the remote in the camera, and I'm kind of dangling all this stuff around. But once I release the liquid, I'm trying to capture that just as it enters the fluid. And here, what I really like is the different colors you can play with to capture the image as well. A little bit out of focus, but this is kind of what you're really kind of looking for, is that just as that drop hits the fluid, you'll get a nice crown coming out. A little larger picture, a little better crown on the right. And I know we've all seen this before, but it's kind of weird when the drop comes in, the dynamics of the fluid actually trampoline that drop right back up again before it actually mixes into the fluid. So you can create some really, really cool effects here. My favorite shot, after multiple drops, I got this nice skull and crown. So I had to throw that in there. Black and white to get all the color out. So we're going to change our colors here. Now we're going to go to the blue liquid with the red drops, which I liked the best. So again, that drop has entered the blue fluid. Now it's being bounced right back up again with very little mixing. You can see this one on the right, that drop is not really mixed at all. And then eventually it'll just go in and mix with the fluid. Here I experimented a little bit by moving my camera angle. I'm actually shooting down at the splash. This was probably, I think I did an object, some sort of object going into the water followed by drops. Just kind of created a bizarre, unique picture. And then this is my alien, again, one of my favorites.
So what lens do you typically use? What size lens?
You know, I'm not very far from this, so I probably have 55, 85 maybe that I'm playing with.
Yeah.
So,
You don't want to be too close.
you don't want to be too close, but in this one, you're not really too concerned with splashing stuff going on. I use a longer zoom lens on my other ones. So I'll be honest with you, I can't really exactly know what I'm using, but I'm not having to use like a 600 millimeter like that to avoid it. But
Yeah.
I'm capturing much more image than this, obviously.
So this is
So
cropped.
this is cropped down, correct?
Can you offer any other settings that you're using?
You know, I had some setting pictures in here that I took out. So I'm gonna say right now, I probably can't. And I apologize for that, but I could maybe send some back out or something, but I don't. Sorry about that, but. So now we're gonna look at some spiral photography. Now, smoke is pretty easy. The drips, they're a little more difficult, but spiral by far the easiest. So if you want to just have fun and not use a lot of brain power, this is the one to go with. So what? So, hey, I got my camera on tripod again. I'm gonna be using remote fire. You can see over here for my light source, I have this light pen. I don't even remember where I got it, but I have seen them before. But it creates a very small but pretty intense light, and it just works perfect for taking these kinds of pictures. And then I'm gonna attach a string to this pen light, and we'll explain what we're gonna do with that. You're also gonna be wanting to use a wide angle. To be in a very dark room, and I want the ability to attach the string from the ceiling directly above the camera. You're gonna use that tripod, you're gonna mount your camera facing directly up, which someone told me that's called worm view. You're gonna create a very long exposure, 25 seconds or even longer. A low ISO, because that light is pretty intense. And you're gonna test, and this won't sound clear here right now, but it will hopefully in a minute. You're gonna test different arcs, different ways to swing that string. String length matters. There's all sorts of different things that you can do with this. So here's how it works. Centrifugal force of the Earth's rotation can create some very interesting photographs. I'll try to explain that here. So if I have that string hanging down from the ceiling right on top of my camera, up a little bit, if I swing that out in an arc, that arc will change directions with each pass, and then it will come over here, and then it will come over here. So it's pretty cool, and you'll see how that looks here. A little bit, I'll show you some experiment. Evolution of experimentation here on these pictures. So I'm gonna start out here. Okay, I've kind of not getting what I want here. It's too much of a circle, but my ISO slant aperture is not too bad here, but it's not what I'm looking for.
So this is looking straight up at a swinging light.
That is correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay, I've kind of got the arc in there, but my settings are so off, I've just washed out this, and you can see how many passes this thing has made. So this is a really long exposure. But okay, I'm too washed out in the center. That's a fail. Kind of starting to get there. I got a nice little yin yang going, but again, I'm too bright in the center, so I'm gonna keep readjusting. Okay, now I've kind of got the arcs getting there more toward what I want. I think I'm getting close. And then eventually you just kind of nail it. And, so I don't know if I can do this with the light pen, but if you can trace this, here's the first pass. And then here comes the second pass. So each time it's turning about. Let's see if you look at this. It's 1, 2, 3 to the 45. Maybe it's turning about 15 degrees on each pass.
And it gets tighter.
It gets tighter because you're losing the power of the arc. The arc's getting smaller.
Oh,
So,
it's slowing
yeah,
down.
it's slowing down. Now, by using different string length, it will last longer. And you can do different things, so.
So how long is a typical exposure like this?
These are usually around, well, this one here is probably around 25 seconds.
Oh.
And then, as I'll get some longer ones in here that will go a little bit further than that.
So what's on the ceiling to make it so dark?
I have nothing on the ceiling. That's my
Just a normal
my
ceiling?
ISO and aperture. Yeah, this is being shot in my cabin, so I just have it is a white drywall ceiling that I am hanging this from. This string is probably 5 feet maybe from the top of the ceiling, sitting on top of the camera.
Oh,
So it's, you just have the settings up so much that it's not capturing any of that background.
yeah.
So your aperture and your ISOs are set that I'm not getting anything from the top. Now, if I go longer, I'll start to get that, and I'll just have to make some adjustments from that. So I'm playing around with different arcs and different string lengths, and obviously in post-processing, you're gonna clip all this kind of stuff off if it's one you like. Here's probably a longer one, as you can see the distance of this arc, and then when it ends, it's only this big. So this one probably went into the 30 to 40 second range.
Anyone play with spirograph as a kid?
Yeah, no kidding. And I'm not exactly sure what I did here, but I'm just kind of showing examples of different things to try. This is a very creative, very experimental, and it's a blast. The first night I did this, I think by about the 3rd or 4th shot, I had that one picture. So again, just playing. I think here I stacked a couple of images on top of each other just to see what that would look like. And then eventually I go, okay, there's got to be something different than my pen light. So what could I dream up here? So I cracked the glow stick. Said, okay, let's try the glow stick. I'm not going to get that intense light, but I might get something cool. I have no idea what it's going to look like. And I thought it actually turned out kind of cool. And I really liked the way when these paths intersected, how it amplified the light coming around. They weren't very long. Again, when I tried this, I wasn't planning on, doing this for hours. So I just hung it up there and tried it, and kind of enjoyed that. And then I'm not exactly sure what happened here, but I used a different light source, and a steady light isn't on all the time. Sometimes they're just really rapid blinking, and that's what's happening here. So when that thing is sweeping, it is actually capturing the blinks of the light as it goes around.
Yeah, I think some LEDs
Yes,
blink very fast.
correct. Different effect. All right, so what's next? Kind of a fluke, but I did capture this and then I set it up for a picture in here, but this is nothing but just a plastic picnic spoon. And it's sitting in front of my iPad, which is displaying white. It gets this really cool diffraction of light there that maybe sometime set up a little table service and see if I can get that with all the comfort. And I know Dwight showed this a few months ago, but this is my big goal. This is the next thing I want to do, and that is steel wool photography. It's a 2-person job. Not a good thing to do in a drought. So, gotta find myself, maybe in the winter, I'll go out on the frozen lake or something and try that, but this gets so cool, and there are so many things you can do with this, to change the picture.
So what's happening? What is this?
So you take steel wool, put it in like a whisk. Okay, so it's got a little containment field. Attach like a dog leash to that whisk so that I can spin it around. And once you light it and you spin it, it is just throwing sparks off. And this is probably 25 to 30 seconds at least of exposure. So this little spark you're just seeing travel off. When you look at it in real time, it doesn't really look like much. It just looks like some sparks going off. But when you get this long-term effect in that, and then, there's people who sit in a chair and have an umbrella, and these things will just come down and bounce off of. I mean, there are so many things to do with it, but do you want to be the picture guy or do you want to be that guy?
Yeah.
Takes a little protection.
So steel wool is flammable by itself?
Yep.
No.
You betcha.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you remember, a couple of months ago, Dwight, I think you and your son did this, and
Yeah, we had one where he was walking from left to right, and it creates a spiral going from left to right in the picture. It's a very cool effect.
so it's fairly easy to do, and I don't think it's quite as dangerous as it looks, but then again, that's on my bucket list. So, camera fun, is it really the end? To which I say, nah, the fun never ends. There you have it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very inspiring.
Very good, very creative. Yeah.
Did you do this with the camera tethered to your computer, being it's an iterative process?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch the question.
Were you tethered to your computer? So you're downloading your images directly to your computer?
No,
Okay, so you had to do a manual transfer?
a manual transfer, or, just a quick look at the viewfinder on the camera,
Okay, okay.
To see, okay, do my settings need to be adjusted a little bit? But yeah, most of the time, no, I just fire a series of pictures and then I just take the SD card and view them on my laptop.
All right.
Any other questions?
How are you setting the focus on the pin light, or were you just kind of experimenting with that too?
Actually, that wasn't that hard. So when you have it just steady, okay, and if you have your camera down here, it's kind of hard to get underneath there, but using, I think it's live view, just live view, and then zoom in and make sure that is in its best focus.
Okay.
Even if it's off a little bit, it's not going to be that bad, I don't think. But like I said, the first time I tried, I'm going to go out in the garage and mess around for a little bit. And then in 10 minutes, I came in and went, holy crap, that is just incredible. It's really a cool effect and very easy to do.
Cool.
Would someone hit the center set of light buttons, the top button? Back there on the wall.
What's your typical aperture? Small, large?
7, 8
All right.
on like the light stuff, you're not looking for a lot of light,
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? All right, we'll take a short break and then come back and view member photos.
They were.
No. All right, let's get started. We'll view our assigned photos first.
Yeah.
Hey Dwight, can you see this?
Not yet.
Okay, now hang on. Gotta hit my share button. Hey, there you go. You should see that.
It still, oh, yep, now we're good.
Okay, Carl, take it away.
Caleb, this is yours.
So, Zach and I were just talking about our submissions and everything too, and, I was telling him that I had grand plans for something that was totally not this. And so this was kind of my last ditch effort to, get something in for the photo club, because I was on a flight to Texas, a couple days before the deadline, and I was like, you know what? This is a good opportunity to actually, go out and try to find something, in a place where I didn't expect to find something. So, yeah, just playing around with the sunset light and the reading light on an airplane, and playing around with reflections there.
Very nice. For
Like the horizon.
the new people here, our sign subject was secret selfie. So yourself in the photo, kind of in a subtle way. And when I first saw this, I saw it small and I couldn't make out what I was seeing. But now that I see it large, I see your face. Yeah, Freddy Krueger.
You're kind of double exposed. Is that from two panes of glass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to admit, I wasn't too much of a fan of it, so when I saw that it got picture of the Enterprise, I was like, why not?
So it's the one you least expect.
Almost looks like the mummy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my picture and I'm getting the image in the eyes of this owl. This was taken in my front yard. You know, he was just maybe 10 feet away, a young bird.
Yeah, can't keep.
So then, of course, you cross it down so a lot.
Yep.
It's those eyes that make the picture.
Nice.
How long ago, Carl?
Probably 2 years.
Were you on a first name basis with this owl? Or is it boom?
No, not really, but you never know. I mean, I've been able to get very close to them,
Wow,
but most of the time you don't get as close as I was to this.
that's incredible. It's good time.
Okay. Every time I do that, it screws it up. All right. back.
This is Carolyn. She's not here.
Oh, there it is.
Again, I can see her superimposed reflection.
Yeah.
That's
Right
right
between the
there.
eyes too. It's like perfect spot.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's actually in there twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why this thing keeps knocking out for me.
It's a Windows machine.
I know, I hate machines. Well, come on, dude.
Okay, Dwight, what have you got to say for yourself?
Well, this is my not so secret selfie. This was on a real estate shoot I was on a week or 10 days ago, and I saw the mirrored closet doors, and I go, I think I can do my secret selfie here. So I put a little wave to the camera.
Nice.
What's that diffuser that you're using?
That's the Gary Fong diffuser, and it works fabulous. Cuts the shadows down, like on the fan blades. There's still a little bit of shadow there, but I like it a lot, and I just use it on camera. And with my new camera, it works so good in low light that I can really bring up the dark areas pretty easily in Lightroom.
All right, thank you. All right, I gotta figure out why this thing does not.
It's
behave.
whenever you hide the tools up top, it does it.
Is that what it is?
Yes, hiding those controls makes it lock up.
This is Gary's picture.
I got a twofer. There I am right there. And right there.
Gary, are these like Christmas ornaments or what?
No, these are glass balls from Chihuly. These are actually about 18 to 24 inches in diameter, and they're floating in the water
Is this at the gardens,
over at the gardens.
Botanic Gardens?
James Clark.
This is on Main Street in Longmont, shooting there last summer, and I mean, it's just kind of a striking window. So what I like about this picture is, you know, that I'm in there, but it's not what your eye goes to first. For me, it's the green and the yellow, the apothecary, then the deer or whatever that is. Then on the third, you kind of see. I just kind of stumbled upon it as I was looking through stuff, maybe a bird eye or something like you. Carl, but didn't find one, so there you go.
Nice.
That's a neat one.
Very nicely lined up too.
Jim, I'm sorry, this is me having fun with you guys. This is coming back from Sky Pond. And you can't see it because it gets bleeded out because it's so large, but there's about a 52-degree slope. And I'm standing there waiting for someone else to go ahead of me. And I'm just kind of bored hanging out. And I have my camera in my pocket and I snap a selfie. So it was a cloudy, snowy day, and it was just coming home.
Yeah.
John Reed.
Was the night of the Geminid meteor shower up in Pawnee Grasslands, and I had two cameras set up. And one was facing Orion, because over Orion's shoulder, the Geminid meteors were emanating from the Gemini constellation. So where you see me down there with the red light on was, I'm putting a pocket hand warmer on the camera lens because I'd reached the dew point. The dew point and the frost, everything's just crystalline up. So I caught myself putting the hand warmer and gaffer tape around so I could continue shooting. So I had, and in the meantime, I got a meteor out of that. And it was a very busy night. It was an excellent meteor shower. It's very clear, and that was one of the best meteor showers I've seen. I try to get to a lot of them. So I got star trails that night. The other camera, I was pointing toward Polaris. So I have star trails that show the center of the rotation just to the right of the window. So it was pretty busy nights.
When was this?
This was December 12th, 2025, the peak night of the Gemini meteor shower. And I was, like I said, up in, it's an hour and a half north of here, right off Route 14, Colorado 14, and there was a birding place, and you know, the world, the national grasslands. Yeah, the grasslands, right? That's right. Yeah, I like that spot. There's ambient light. You get Laramie, Cheyenne and Fort Collins, and you look the other way. So you really can't get super dark looking west, but yeah, it was pretty good for the meteors. Perfect. It was great.
Yeah.
Is that up
Cold
near
night.
a town called Raymer?
Raymer, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's not much town, but there's a name. There's a sign.
There's a lot of cows.
Yeah.
Larry.
Okay, the fans of Danish police procedurals will no doubt recognize this, but there was a show called Summerdal Murder set in Helsingør, Denmark, which my wife and I watched before we went to visit the town. And I located where I thought this place was and took a walk one afternoon and took a picture of it. And yes, this is the exact storefront that features in that TV show. So took the obligatory photo, got myself in it accidentally, but showed my wife. There it was. So Denmark.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you eat anything?
It actually was closed.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. Well, in the show is a great place to have lunch, and then in the evening to buy illegal drugs. But at this point, they left the window up there, but the store itself was closed.
Great story. Thank you. Mark.
Just to set up, obviously put some mirrored glasses on and captured my image in the glasses. And it's kind of cool that every week that we post pictures, I can't wait to open up the enterprise to see if I got lucky. And I think the only person happier about this week was my grandson. So it was a big picture there. Like, oh my gosh.
You made the papers, yeah.
All right.
This is my cat and it's very hard to see, but my reflection is in his eye.
Mhm. Yeah.
What's
There you
your
go.
cat's name, Phil?
This is Riley and her sister's behind her.
All righty.
Phyllis Brown's, 17 Phyllis tonight.
She's
She's in the class.
she's in the glasses, yeah.
Yeah, she's there, but
See that enterprise.
Yeah, it's hard to see in the paper.
yeah.
Yeah, there she is. Cool.
Rachel,
This is about 6 or 7, maybe 8 years ago, we went to the Azores with our daughter and then new husband. And I just wandered around the town and this was a beautiful fruit display. And actually, I've had this photo for a number of years as my desktop screensaver. And it was only about up there 2 years before I noticed I was in the photo itself. So I said, no, I'm not such a good observer, am I? But here I am.
Very hard to see, but this is you, right?
Yes, yeah, that's my head and my arms holding up the camera and I have a blue shirt on, Bunge.com and the nectarine type thing. So it took me quite a long time to notice that. It was very secret. It was a secret for a long time.
That's a good one.
Wow.
If you ever been in Boulder at the dairy, right by the bathrooms, there's this big concave mirror with various facets. And a couple of years ago, I took a picture and I submitted that first, but then I was not really happy because it wasn't quite focused. So on Monday afternoon, just before the deadline, I drove to Boulder. So this time the car was happy enough to swap it out for the last one, I suppose.
Nice.
That's great.
It's no problem, but if it comes in at 9 o'clock on Monday night, forget it.
So you're in there like 50 times.
Yeah. And I wanted to make sure that my face was at least in one of those facets.
That's a good one.
That's good.
Yeah.
This is Tim.
Hopefully I'm not too obvious over there. There's a lot of distractions. In fact, I didn't even notice it myself, but you know, these I had just gotten the Fuji X100B, which is an amazing little street shooter vacation photo camera. But you know, these girls were coming out of their store and they're selling that cream that takes away wrinkles and all that stuff. And they were literally attacking me. That's why I called it the icky flirty girls. You know, and the girl on the left is Russian. I forget the middle one there. The one on the right with the curly hair is from Argentina, and I forget this one. But yeah, they were bound and determined to sell me that stuff, and I go, I just paid $1,400 for this little bitty camera. I said, I don't have any money to spend. And I think I spent like $50 on some little thing of some kind of cream or whatever. Just leave me alone. In fact, I even called it Icky Flirty Girls because I didn't really want it to be posted in the paper, and they did.
That's a good one. I like the fedora.
Yes.
This is Zach. Zach's not here tonight either.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Hey.
I'm still in my silhouette mode. So no extra credit for guessing who that is, but my girlfriend and I just bought a house south of Santa Fe, so.
Ooh.
Lori moved to the Broomfield area and I moved away, so you're at a net, zero in terms of population here, but my work brings me up occasionally to Denver and it worked out for this meeting, but this is the, view from inside our dining room. This was a single 20-second exposure, I think. That took a bit of trial and error, but it was a lot of fun.
Wow, great shot.
Yes.
You must live in the dark sky area somewhere.
It's, yeah, we live about 15 minutes, I think, south of Santa Fe proper, so we have a really good southern view. There's a sort of not pergola, a gazebo sort of thing out in our yard, which is that weird sort of slanty structure off on the right hand side.
Yeah.
And the two side windows on the right and the left are screened. So I ended up having to really crank my ISO to get this to work. But a fun side effect of the screens is that the stars, the brighter stars, have sort of cross pattern, which is
Oh, yeah.
fun.
Interesting.
Nice.
Well done.
Hey, that's it for the assign.
Okay.
The club is becoming very popular in New Mexico. It's one of those, it was like, you do this on Zoom, you didn't have to travel all the way up there.
Been a lot better for my gas mileage.
This is Bill Matthey's picture, and Bill can't be here tonight, but he asked me to call on Zoc to explain the process with
Yes.
respect to this photo. So Zoc,
So this is not a selfie, and I can speak to that with 100% certainty, if not humility. Bill and I went out to Sprague Lake probably 4 or 5 weeks ago on a pretty clear night, and we were blessed with really still water, which was super nice. So I spent quite a bit of time going around to the edge of the lake experimenting, and Bill was committed to getting a sweeping panorama, which is what you got here. I think this is 7 or 8 shots that he stitched together. And we just had a real blast. As I was walking around the side of the lake, he told me to freeze in place and try to hold as still as I possibly could, which is easier said than done. So I photobombed him and he decided to submit it. So power to him.
Looks like you're standing very still.
That's nice.
yeah, it's a great picture. I really love the picture.
He did a great job.
He did.
If not with me, then at least with this guy.
Right.
This is Caleb.
Yes, this is at Lily Lake in Rocky Mountain, and there's several of these little guys around there. This was the closest to the shore, so had a few of them. But I liked the interplay between the colors in him and then the water too.
Yeah. It's reflections.
Yeah, this is a ringneck duck. And the thing that I like about the ringneck duck is the bill. Isn't that interesting bill with multicolors in it? It's but you can always spot it. You can't find the ring around its neck, but you can recognize it by the bill.
Good to know. Thank you.
The photo club encourages creativity amongst its members in their photos and in their interpretation of the assigned subject. And I was going through my library looking for a secret selfie and not having a whole lot of luck. And I thought, well, I'll just put this in as an open picture. So I took this picture just a few weeks ago at Bar Lake. But after I took it, I got to thinking, you know, I've always had a yen to be able to soar like a hawk. So what's the matter being creative to expand it from secret selfie to creative or I'm not coming up with my right word, but imaginary, that's what I mean. Imaginary secret selfie. So if I do that, this is a secret selfie. So meet Carl, the gray ghost.
Great shot, Carl.
Is, where does that come? The cardinal bird, what's its other name?
I'm sorry. I can't do it.
What kind of birds?
What kind of bird?
It's a northern harrier.
It's a male northern harrier.
It's, the males are called gray ghost. And this is Gary.
Yeah, that's me. The
What's going
crop
on here?
inspector.
What's going on here? Explain this to us.
You've seen it yourself numerous times, I'll bet. Okay. Rock inspector is that shadow right here, that's me.
Yeah,
And the way you get it is the sun is behind you and you have a cloud bank in front of you. So your shadow is projected onto the cloud bank. And because it's a water cloud bank, you get the diffraction and get this rainbow. If you're flying in a plane and you look out the window if the sun is directly above the plane, and you look down on the cloud below you, you will see this exact thing, but the airplane is in the middle of it.
so you're placing yourself between the sun and the camera.
And no,
Sun of the
Or
clouds.
I'm
in the
shooting
cloud.
the camera. There's a cloud in front of me and the sun behind me,
Ah,
and I'm standing on the edge of a cliff.
okay.
And the cloud is being generated by the updraft coming up the Hoodoos. And when it gets up to the top, there's a cloud that's formed.
Right. So this is Bryce Canyon.
Yes,
Beautiful,
Good shot, Gary.
beautiful.
Jim,
Yeah, this was just a layer of the Bear Park a couple weeks ago. I went hiking there with my dad. Yeah, we had a good day birding, so a bunch of stuff. So there's a zoo life hunting.
I really love that shot. I am making drool over this one. I try to get this shot every time we go out. We got it.
Just the right.
Congratulations.
Thank you, yeah,
It's lovely.
thank you.
Hang it, he might buy it.
Right.
Make him sell.
Sooner or later.
This is Jim.
So I was kind of keeping with the selfie theme. I was trying to get a picture of this for the cool sports car, one of those tempos. I didn't realize I got back home that I was in the picture and the camera's back in Getty stairs.
Very good reflection in the car.
Yeah, they polished this one. It was a beautiful car and really shine.
Joan Baker.
This was, way over exposed down here, but, we were in, Spain, walking the Camino de Santiago for most of, May. And this was my favorite shot from there. We walked 80 miles across, the countryside in Spain, and it was very rainy and, misty that day.
Nice.
You know, the image on the small screen is a lot better than this side.
Yeah, yeah.
Too bad that it kind of almost looks washed out in there, and I know the real important is.
It actually looked really dark on my, when I printed it up, so I brightened it up a little bit, probably like too much, but. It was a beautiful walk.
I'm sure that it was.
Yeah, I think our projector is overexposing it some or
yeah, just a bit.
too much brightness.
It takes forever to calibrate it though.
John, read.
That's midway, May. The new moon, night of May over Moonscape Overlook, just outside Hanksville, Utah. My wife and I we spent some time down in St. George and some other places around in southern Utah, and I decided instead of running it up, taking the freeway, I'd go the back way, and we stopped here. And I went out. And we're gonna be there 2 nights. We're gonna be right at that spot. More time with the moon this time. So I want to get the moon lighting the canyon floor. And it's a cliff. You can camp right on the cliff. And it's a beautiful place.
So that is not a very long exposure, is it?
That's probably Yeah, let me see, I think I shot that.
I'm
20
generating the distance of this plane over here.
Yeah, it's a 20 mm lens. No, I strip all that stuff out.
Okay.
You never get it out of that way. It's 20 mm lens, 1.8 f-stop, 2500 ISO, and probably 13 seconds.
13 seconds, okay.
You said 2,500 I.
2500 ISO, 13 seconds, yeah. And it's got, the green is the sky glow, the
Yeah.
phenomena of the sky glow that everybody says, it's oversaturated, slide it out of there. No, it's real. It is real. It is, sky glow is real.
Yep,
It's a real phenomenon.
yep,
So, there you go.
very nice.
Yes, I agree. Hey,
Well, this was just a nice quiet morning with the lake, and these two Addisons were having a nice morning. And I just was enjoying them. Where is this? Clear Creek Valley.
They're such delicate little guys.
So.
I like the reflection.
yeah,
Especially
The symmetry is beautiful too,
Yeah.
the way that it moves left to right, and it constant visual motion, it's just very nicely composed.
Oh, yeah. Your feet, I didn't catch that.
I like how the ripples lead you into the middle.
Larry, Trilling.
Okay, this was shot in the Faroe Islands with about a 40 knot plus stiff breeze. And there were two of these sheep, and I got just what I think was a perfect view. And I titled that "You Looking at Me" with a question mark. And apparently, putting the question mark in the title prevented Carl from being able to download the photo. So that should be a lesson to members in the future. Sometimes those special characters will screw up the transmission process. But yeah, he was staring right at me and wondering what the heck I was doing out there.
I like that. That's good. That's a good shot.
Mark.
It's not a selfie because I'm not the man in the moon, but to me, a crisp picture of the moon, just showing how beat up it is just a really cool thing to capture. So
Yeah.
I love seeing the craters in the moon.
I like shooting it when it's not full too, because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
you
this gorgeous.
catch that
texture.
bottom, right?
That is so nice.
Yep.
Yep.
Mike.
Yeah.
Goss.
This is at Sawhill Ponds in Boulder. These pelicans, when they fish, they line up in a line and then they sort of try to stir up the fish ahead of the line, and then they can all scoop up fish. And I just like the parallel lines of all the beaks lined up as they're swimming along.
Good capture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bump on the bill is the breeding.
Yeah.
That's only active when they're breeding.
I think it is, yeah.
Yes.
Bill.
So this is a secret selfie. So you can see my shadow down the bottom.
Phyllis. Not here.
I like
Interesting picture though.
I like that.
Yes, I do too.
That's not typical of her work. That's great.
Great. Hi. Does it, can you hear me now?
Now we hear you.
Okay. Sorry. Because I'm on my phone, so it's a little different. This is taken at Meow Wolf in Las Vegas.
Ah,
It had this room where, where everything's mirrored, and it just fascinated me. And I thought, oh, this is kind of secret selfie because you become part of the design.
yeah. It was like a house of mirrors, huh?
Yes, yeah.
Well, you took a great shot.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Like the contrasting color, nice.
Rachel.
So it's not me on the, there on the stage. We went to Croatia during May, and this is one of the seaside towns, has this beautiful cathedral, as most of them do. And so there are lots of typical cathedral stained glass pictures, but then I was watching this young woman so lovingly cleaning and restoring, and I watched her for a while and waited till the light hit her face and you could really see the devotion that she was putting into her work. And then all of the saints and statuary watching her carefully.
That's a nice shot.
Raymond, this car wasn't as shiny as the one we saw earlier. But it was being transported and I tried to cut out that fat. And make it look like it was on the ground. So that was something.
Tim. Oh, this is, I forgot what I submitted. This is the Broomfield Trail Adventure. And these three were on bicycles and yeah, I think I'm in there 5 times or whatever it is. One of the lenses did not pick me up, so
That's cool.
I'm always amazed the amount of gear they carry.
Yeah, on hot days.
On hot days.
Was this?
Sock.
Another silhouette, but from further away. This was last September out in Rocky Mountain National Park during a new moon. I went up to the rock bottom. There's a trail there, the Tundra Communities Trailhead, and walked out along it after some fresh snow had just fallen. And this is probably the coldest I've ever been doing one of these.
This is Bill, and Bill's not here tonight again, but he asked if Mark Adler would get some comments about this.
Yeah, we went up to Mount Blue Sky, arrived at 9:30 and, you know, have to scout out the place and we had seen about this observatory online, but it said it was decommissioned and they were talking about tearing it down and everything. But when we got up there, we found it's still there. And not only that, so we went back with the car, picked up our cameras, and brought them over there, and all of a sudden this car drives up. And it turns out this was a CU professor who was doing some research up there in the observatory, but not using it, doing something with general theory of relativity. And he had a technician with him. They're changing the battery in the generator, which is just to the right of the propane tanks. And so we had a blast up there. Bill struck up a long conversation with them. And of course, you see the Denver glow down there. Got quite windy by the end of the night. Driving down there, I wouldn't recommend it in the dark. They fixed the road, which is good, but they don't have any reflectors or posts or anything on the side of the road. So there are times when you don't know where you are. That was a fun night.
That is a treacherous road.
Yep.
Great shot. How long was your exposure?
I think that was 13 seconds.
Yeah.
So that was Bill Matthew that took the picture.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
Bill,
sorry.
it was 13 seconds.
All right,
Good shot.
nice.
So that's fun, right?
Caleb.
Yes. This was at Spring Lake actually, and yeah, just a really cool surprise. Right after a sunset, there's this cow moose and a little baby that they're feeding for like a good, was it 20 minutes or so, and just kind of oblivious to the people around to all appearances. And I tried to, this was coming through quite a bit brighter. I actually tried to purposely underexpose this one, so that I got the kind of silhouette and then some of the water draining off of the moose there, and got that kind of contrast between the spirals and the water too. I did go back in and kind of selectively brighten the hair along the back and the shoulder, just to bring that back into and get some separation, but. Yeah,
It worked.
nice work.
Yeah, good job.
So if I can have an imaginary secret selfie, why can't I have an occasional imaginary secret selfie? No, wouldn't we all like to give our regards to the world from time to time?
Well, you're in that.
Yeah, looks like you are.
You are in there.
Am I in?
You are at the base.
Yeah.
See where the screw is, just go up from the screw.
Down here,
Oh, yeah.
Carl,
Yeah,
here.
right.
Oh, okay.
Wow. That's a secret selfie.
Gotcha. And this is Gary?
Yeah, it is. Valve cover.
And James?
Yeah, I think this one was down in Castlewood Canyon State Park a couple weeks ago. And just a little random thing, but I kind of like the way the light hit the eye. I see the pupil in there, but good focus. Yeah,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah, gorgeous. Fits in a nice pattern. You have that, the sticks form a repeating pattern and it fits perfectly right into one space. That's another nice composition.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, lucky where it landed.
Well, don't claim luck. Oh, yeah, I sat there for days.
And Jim?
So this is, I have some older kids and when they were children, we spent lots of time together and I always tried to keep up that relationship. So I took the oldest one drift fishing and we floated down the North Platte and we floated right underneath this eagle and back and I just stood there and took pictures of it. It's one of the rare moments where it was actually helpful for me.
Wow.
I enjoyed the picture of them.
Is this in Colorado or?
No, it's up by west of Laramie, a little town called Saratoga.
Yeah, yeah,
On the other side of the Sky Range.
nice.
Yeah, we saw 5 eagles. It was really quite a treat. So.
Joan?
This is, there's a secret poppy field over by Morrison. Used to be an old hippie colony and they had poppies. It's kind of hard to find, but, somebody showed me where it was. So we got there, before sunrise and took some pictures of the poppies. Beautiful.
Nice shot.
Lone Pine, California, Alabama Hills. This is the new moon in April. And it's a 14-shot composite. The light is the city of Lone Pine and the Alabama Hills is a place where many cowboy movies have been shot. So it's kind of a fun place to go to visit. We went and saw the movie museum and the whole bit. And I sat out and set this up and took a whole bunch of pictures. 14-shot panorama of Milky Way.
Nice.
I like the angle of rocks too.
Angles, yeah,
I mean, the slope.
it is. I was on a
That's
hillside.
natural slope.
Yeah, the tallest mountain in the lower 48 is just over my shoulder, in Whitney, Mount Whitney, right? So we're camped right at the base of Mount Whitney. And this was maybe a half a mile down the hill. So, it was foothills, it was sloping. And if you've ever been to the Alabama Hills and you see the rock formation there, it's heavily eroded, rounded granite. And it's some crazy shapes and there's arches and all kinds of neat stuff there. So it's really a cool place to visit. And I was setting up for the Lyrid meteor shower that was going to come the next night. I was going to use this site for that, but Mount Whitney decided to let a storm loose that night. We didn't see any, I didn't go out that night, the next night. So that was my test area, my test shot for the meteor shower that I didn't get to see.
14 vertical images?
No, I took horizontals. I have a geared tripod head and I started left and low and I counted 1 and I took 7 shots and then I cranked it and then I cranked it back. So I took 7 shots in 2 rows and merged them.
Wow.
That's a beautiful picture, John.
Hey,
Not a bad job.
Well, I had quite a few pictures of doves sitting, but I never had a dove flying. And this was in Nebraska. I was in the second floor of the farmhouse, and I saw this dove out the window on a branch, and I thought, oh, that's nice. But I was upstairs, didn't have my camera, so I ran downstairs, got my camera, ran out the front door, went down by the creek, and he was still there. So I had time, I put my speed on 1/3200 a second, and I made room on the left for him flying away. In about 15 seconds, he flew. And I was really amazed at the colors and the subtleness of the feathers. And I think the detail came out pretty good. I think it's a little overexposed, but I think I can fix that.
that's probably the projector, not you.
Maybe.
Okay,
We'll go with that.
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Mark says. And this is Larry Trilling again. Great photo.
Yeah, thank you. This was a companion to one I showed a few months ago. Was two eagles arguing over a fish. And this was a subsequent shot I took of the fellow who didn't get the fish. And again, I just thought the expression was exquisite. He's staring right at me and giving me what for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also noticed his leg is banded.
Yes, couple of reasons. Well, yes, the leg was banded because this is in the National Elk Refuge, so the population is monitored. When I took this, didn't really have the option yet to do detailed object masking, so I left it in there. And the other thought I had is I tend to only remove things that detract from the story. So the story is this fellow is a monitored bird in the elk refuge. So I would be inclined to leave that band on in the picture, even though I could remove it.
I'm not criticizing, I'm just pointing out, I noticed that it's there.
Yeah, leave it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice shot.
thank you.
Mark.
Yeah, just taking shots during a fireworks show, and this one came out, I thought it was just so unique, because usually you get the trails going off, or there's smoke from a previous shot or whatever, but it was just like right at the explosion, but in my face.
Good camera.
It's nicely framed too.
Yeah, the trees are, yeah.
Mike Goss.
Yeah, so this was at Kuntz Lake down in Lakewood, and they have a little island there with some cormorant nesting platforms. And this was a 10 frame per second burst that I took of the cormorant. It's actually taken off from a tree or platform just to the right to fly over to the other platform there. And I sort of sorted through because they're actually overlapped a lot in the original burst. And so I sorted through to pick some nice wing positions and have a little separation. I think I tweaked one of them over a little bit and then used Photoshop to first register the positions and then select the layers and basically use layer masks to gradually merge in the different exposures.
Yeah, this photo was submitted last month too, but Mike wasn't here, so he wanted to talk about how we put it together, so we had it again this month.
That's great.
Great.
Very nice job.
Yeah, very interesting.
Thank you.
Phyllis. You got anything to say for yourself, Phyllis?
Yeah. That was another one at Meow Wolf, and I just thought it came out so quirky because it was like I was part of the wall. And yet I liked the lighting in it, so.
Yeah. Looks good.
Did Ross's
Rachel.
This is also in Croatia and also a little beached out compared to the original print, but this is a beautiful national park in Croatia, Plitvice. And it's just these series of waterfalls and greenery, and you can see a boardwalk kind of pretty much in the middle. That's a boardwalk that is most of the trail for miles and miles, where you walk among these beautiful waterfalls, especially in the spring, we were there in May. And it was a cold day, so it wasn't very busy. And I would say this rivals the Grand Canyon for me and how glorious it was and how surprising it was.
So I have a question. Is that boardwalk all on the same level or is it drop down? I mean that.
Yeah, it goes up and down and it goes sometimes through the forest and it's dry.
Oh.
And then you'll see another pretty glorious
Oh,
scene.
you wonder when you see a picture like that, if it's a little bit of a optical illusion or
No,
if it really does drop down.
if that one you go across, you go around the edge of the ponds that are on the left. And then you see those cascades. It's fairly flat right there where you see the people and all those cascades in the middle. And then you go around and you see this big waterfall to the right. You don't really go past that. You kind of go back then to see some more scenes just like that. And this is the overlook almost when you first walk in to the entrance of the national park. You see this.
Wow.
Nice.
It's pretty great.
Raymond.
This is somewhere on Cape Cod, and I just thought this was sort of whimsical, reminded me of little playhouse. Little dog. With the colors.
The checkered floor, yeah.
This is just a mirror in the corner of the room.
Good composition.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, thanks, everybody.
Great work, everyone. We'll see you next month. If any visitors have questions for us, come talk to us. The assignment?
What's light and shadow?
Light and shadow next month.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Bob. Yeah, I'll send an email to get on my list here soon, but I just
Okay.
wanted to quickly express an interest in the white sand. Sounds pretty interesting. If that's something I can get more information on.
Yeah, email the club.